race, underline human race, from within the constellation of Andromeda, located in our galaxy. His experience has been both telepathic and physical. His relationship with the Andromedans has been based on trust and friendship. Alex's free will has never been violated. Alex, just very quickly to recap for those who joined us in Los Angeles this hour, you were lying in a field way back in 1964.
Up near Woodstock, Michigan.
Near Woodstock, Michigan, and the time was about
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
And the next thing you knew, it was about 9 o'clock at night.
Yes, sir.
And your mom was really angry.
Well, she was happy in the beginning, and then she was pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you ended up in a ship, lying on a table in an oval room with two beings.
Yes. Morne and Theseus.
And you had telepathic communication with them.
Uh-huh.
And they sent you through a life review. Actually, they let you
soul review.
A soul review?
I would consider it a soul review.
In other words, you got to see your past lives.
Yes, sir.
Where did it end? With, in other words,
it ended in Germany.
In Germany?
Yeah.
In what in what time frame?
1938.
Wow.
So that was the last one I saw.
So they didn't bring you up right actually through your life and to the moment.
No, sir, they didn't.
How many? Do you have any idea roughly how many years were spanned in showing you all of this? What happened to your soul during this whole time?
Approximately 817 years. If you were to add them all together, 817 years.
It's almost amazing to even contemplate.
Well, Art, I've got information to share with you that if you think that's hard to contemplate, I've got some things for you. I have to tell you, I have learned so much that it is just amazing. There is so much more to us than what we have been told or taught that it is, in my opinion, a crime.
All right, look, what I think is let us throw caution to the wind. There's a lot of Bible thumpers out there. They're going to want to turn the radio off now so they're not offended because I think I know where we're going. Question one for you would be, with all of this contact you've had and all of this information you have,
yes,
why are they here?
Excellent question. We've covered the tyranny, okay, the political ramifications of what is happening now in our solar system and 21 others in our galaxy, which in their present time, which is our future, creates tyranny, okay? Being time travelers, they've come back to find out what happened, and they are now in the process, and they're not the only ones, to manipulate and intervene so that tyranny does not get out of control in their present time. In coming back here, they have not only discovered things that they did not know or were forgotten, which is probably a better way to say it, that were forgotten, but they've also come to realize that on many of these planets, they have come across a human race that they consider to be genetic royalty. And I am also including our race in this. Art, they literally consider us royalty because our sum genetics, the total genetics in all of our races on this planet, are the sum total of 22 different extraterrestrial races.
I'm glad I gave the warning. Now, you just said we are the sum total genetically of 22 races.
Different races. There are 22 different body types on this planet. And they say that that is proof of our genetic extraterrestrial heritage. Let me finish. What our scientists call junk DNA is actually the key to our genetic lineage. Our scientists call it junk because they don't know what it is, where it came from, or why it's there. They don't realize that we have been genetically manipulated as far back as, 57,000 years ago was really when it really started once again, the genetic manipulation of our race by extraterrestrials.
57,000 years ago.
Yes, sir.
We are designed beings. It begs a gazillion questions. Why were we designed? For what purpose?
Great question. And before I can answer that, I need to lay some ground information, a foundation about this.
Sure.
Okay. Now, Earth has been visited, colonized, been an outpost on a very consistent basis for the last 22 million years. All right?
Okay.
In order to truly understand this, and it's taken me a long time to truly grasp it, is because everything I've been taught I've had to throw away. Virtually everything. Okay, now, who was it that came here? There were extraterrestrials. Some of them human, some of them were not. Some were reptilian. There were beings of a plasma type of physical form. There have been others that were primate, that had a very strong prominence in what we would call a primate. These are extraterrestrial races that have the technology of space travel and have had it. We are literally babes in the woods as a race. And I know that a lot of people like to think of ourselves as having, we are very sophisticated. In 2,000 years, we've gone to the moon. We are literally babes in the woods. And we need to take a very humble approach about this, because they're here and they're about to show themselves, and they're about to let us know, help us remember who we are.
Well, if we are genetic royalty,
yes,
Alex, we're doing an awful lot of pedestrian-like things.
Well, Art, a lot of that's been programming, and I don't know if we can cover all of that in this one thing, but I will do the best I can to show you or explain to you what I've been taught, what the Andromedan perspective is about, our lineage. And I will start by saying this: I have been taught by the Andromedans that prejudice is an extraterrestrial perspective. It was a behavior we have been taught from the get-go. All right? And it was done and taught to us to divide us, because there was a time where we were united as a planetary race, and we rebelled against the extraterrestrial masters, and I'm referring to Nibiru. Nabaru is how Mornay would pronounce it, that Sitchin talks about.
Yes.
Okay? I don't know if I can say this on the air, screwed with us so bad.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
Do you buy into that? Now,
There's no question that it's fact.
No question. All right.
There's no question that it's fact.
All right. I have been told that we were actually created. You say as royalty. I've heard by the Anunnaki as slaves to mine gold.
They took Terrans, which is how we refer to ourselves, human beings that were here.
Yes.
They took them, genetically altered them, manipulated them, and bred them. We did at one point have primate in us. We still do. And this is where we get our extremes of emotions, and that's another issue we'll get to. But they took what they found here, and they used it to create what they thought was something more useful to them. And it involved genetic manipulation and dumbing us down. It is history repeating itself like it is now.
Well, you hear it everywhere. Scientists seem to agree. We only use a very, very small portion of our brain. And many people suggest that there is unnatural barrier that has been placed there so that we will not become too bright as a species.
That's right. They're exactly right. And it is tied to not only consciousness, but also to what our scientists call junk DNA. What they need to do is they need to re-look at that and try to figure out a sequence to realign what they call junk DNA. Now, this is such a huge subject, and I didn't think we'd get into this so quickly.
Well, I just
but
jumped right in.
Hey, it's okay. You know, I'm here to do it. We, human beings, have lived on this planet Art for 22 million years. I want you to know that every person on this planet has a soul. Well, virtually every person on this planet has a soul.
Can you define soul?
Soul is a consciousness that is an energy source that is interdimensional. It is a consciousness that exists no matter what physicality it is in, and it retains memory as well. This is how reincarnation is possible.
Does it retain conscious memory?
Well, if your DNA, if you incarnate into a race, a physical race that has its total physicality intact, its DNA intact, yes, it does retain memory. It does. When you genetically alter the DNA in a physical form, you genetically change the frequency of the body. Okay? You genetically change the frequency of the body. That changes the brain waves and the amount of brain waves and the frequency of a brain wave. Now, we talked about the speed of light earlier.
That's right.
Okay?
Yes.
In the Andromedan perspective, the standard and speed of light is under the control of brain energy beyond one's thought frequency. Your brain waves control the speed of thought, and you see that as light years. So, according to the Andromedans, the speed of which we think is how we will measure light.
Fascinating. The speed at which we think is how we will perceive the speed of light. Is that?
That is correct. The speed of light within third density is equal to the thought frequency of the beings on it and in your planet. Now, these are Mornay's exact words. But on your third density, speeds of your thought transcend the dimension you are in or creating. Thought travels beyond a speed of 1 billion light years in other dimensions. The speed of thought is equated to brain energy when it reaches a certain limit of the speed of light. The cerebral generator in the brain is there to transform the light speed to light year and thus condenses the light power to the soul.
Okay, you said contact. I don't want to get too beyond. Some of what you're saying is going to be difficult to understand if we move too quickly. You're saying that contact is now close. And when I say contact, I mean not just Alex Collier and others, but full-blown, here we are, contact.
Right.
How close?
They're going to shake the tree.
How close are we?
It's imminent. According to Mornay, there is supposed to be a massive flyby during the daylight hours across the planet. He has not told me the day, but it is supposed to be this year, between now and the end of the year.
Now that is exciting. A massive daytime flyby to announce the presence.
Yes.
Alex, let's say that